So if you're curious about the Gainesville real estate market or planning to buy a home here in 2023, this is definitely the video for you. We'll talk about what's going on in the market right now, what we expect in the future, and what you can do about it as a buyer to get the home that you really want. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Donovan Arnold and I am a local real estate agent here in Gainesville, Florida. I put out these videos to share with you exactly what you can expect if you're moving to the area. We talk about things like the best neighborhoods, the best schools, all the fun things to do here in Gainesville. So if you don't want to miss a thing, make sure you start by clicking the subscribe button and also click the little bell so you get notified anytime I put out a new video. So the main thing impacting the market right now has actually been the interest rates. Recently, we've been seeing those rates up closer to 7%. And as the year has gone on, we've seen just fewer highly motivated buyers come into the market. We've also seen fewer sellers listing their home for sale. Actually, the CNBC article notes that about 85% of homeowners have a mortgage interest rate below 5%. Between that and the fact that appreciation has slowed down, many homeowners are basically stuck in their property. The home values haven't increased enough to justify moving into a significantly higher mortgage rate. And that leads us into our inventory challenge. We are still at an extreme shortage of homes available on the market. When we look at the most recent data, it shows a total of only 480 single-family homes available in Alachua County. Now, when I looked on the market this morning, that number was even lower. It has actually dropped to about 393 total single-family homes. Now, if you're only looking in Gainesville itself, that number is all the way down to 217 single-family homes available on the market today. Now, real estate is hyper-local and markets can vary from place to place. So if you're looking and thinking about moving to the Gainesville area, feel free, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me a message, let me know what questions you have and how I can help. So instead of homes selling for significantly more than the list price, what I'm seeing buyers do right now is basically offer the list price maybe a little bit under the list price. And we can see that again in the stats. We saw the list price to sales price ratio drop to 95.8%, which means sellers are starting to negotiate and come down on price. I'm also starting to see sellers offer some buyer incentives, possibly paying for some closing costs or offering to buy their rate down, which again is great news for buyers. So the big difference between this seller's market and what we saw last year is definitely going to be that affordability and what interest rates have done. Right now, the buyers are just not that motivated and that excited to pay such a high price when it comes to the mortgage rate and the house. Affordability is a significant issue. Now, with that said, keep in mind, when the perfect property hits the market, it's in a great location, it's got all the updates, and it really checks all the boxes, those properties are still getting multiple offers and gonna sell for above the asking price, but that is not the majority of homes on the market right now. So what we're seeing is really a separation in two different markets. Those perfect homes are going to sell quickly at a high price. The homes that aren't in great shape or maybe need some work, those are sitting on the market longer and they're pushing the average days on the market further and further out, closer to about 44 days at this point. So overall, I do not expect to see major changes in our market when it comes to inventory or prices. Now, I will say that comes with one caveat. Gainesville just overall has a baseline of demand with so many people coming into the area that the inventory levels where we are right now just doesn't even meet that demand. So I don't really expect prices to change dramatically. The one caveat to that is going to be interest rates. If we see those rates continue to climb, we will get into a significant affordability crisis, and that will most likely lead sellers to have to reduce their price in order to sell those properties. My advice to buyers is going to be to connect with an amazing lender. You're really going to want to lean on that person to help guide you and navigate these waters as interest rates ebb and flow. Now, I've also seen adjustable rate mortgages coming back around. Now, between that or just the general idea of refinancing down the road, you want to be very cautious when you're looking at those options. The only way in the future that you could refinance is if you have enough appreciation and enough value in the property. So if home prices don't go up enough, you could be stuck with that higher rate. So make sure you're careful when you're making some of those decisions. So I'm curious, have you already been crunching the numbers and looking at your budget? Down in the comments, let me know, if mortgage rates hit a specific amount, would that force you to be a renter? Down in the comments, let me know what that number would be. If you haven't looked into that at all, make sure you start looking at the budget and crunching those numbers. You really want to do your research on the front end. In addition to that, you want to determine your non-negotiables and what you're really looking for in a home. It does take some flexibility, no home is perfect, but if you can figure out what's most important to you and be crystal clear on that, I promise that will make the home search go a lot smoother and be a lot easier on you. I usually recommend to focus on the things about a home in the area that you cannot change. You can't change the location or the neighborhood it's in. It's also difficult to change the overall square footage. Unless you're planning to do a significant addition or a major renovation, consider those factors and determine on the front end what you're willing to do and what you're absolutely not willing to do. And while you're doing your research, this next video will really help. I'll drive you around some of the most popular neighborhoods in Gainesville and share with you exactly what to expect if you're moving to the area.